The Indiana Fever basketball organization has made significant roster adjustments following recent player injuries that have impacted their lineup. The team has been dealing with serious setbacks as two key players, Sydney Colson and Lexi McDonald, are currently sidelined with injuries requiring them to use mobility aids during recovery. Recent practice footage shows both injured athletes struggling with their rehabilitation, McDonald using a mobility scooter due to a leg injury sustained from intense gameplay. These health concerns have created emotional moments for supporters witnessing their favorite players in such challenging conditions. The severity of these injuries has heightened the importance of the current season for the franchise. Okay, because she's brilliant. Right? That's why she's wreaking havoc. Because she is so good. Now, LeBron James, maybe the best basketball player ever, he'd been watching this situation go. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's anticipated return has faced delays. Initial expectations suggested she would rejoin team activities sooner, but latest updates indicate her comeback timeline has been pushed back. The organization requires Clark to complete 2 full team practice sessions before she can officially return to competitive play. Head coach Stephanie White confirmed that Clark has not yet participated in group training sessions, though she continues individual conditioning work. To address these roster gaps, the Fever has signed Odyssey Sims as a temporary replacement player. Just to be clear, Caitlin Clark is being fouled at a record rate. Some of them are brutal fouls, and a lot of the refs are looking the other way. And the women fouling her are doing it on purpose. During her initial media appearance, Sims expressed enthusiasm about joining the organization. She described learning about the opportunity over the weekend and traveling to join the team on Sunday. When asked about adapting to her new environment, Sims emphasized her experience transitioning between different teams throughout her career. She highlighted her defensive capabilities and willingness to fulfill whatever role the coaching staff requires. The veteran guard acknowledged the challenging circumstances surrounding the injured teammates, expressing support for their recovery. Women fouling her are doing it on purpose. Now, I can't read minds, but it does have a racial aspect to this. But I could be wrong. Joining us now from England is Sean McLean. He's a founder of Origin Advocacy, wrote a piece in a Wall Street Journal about all this that caught my attention. Number one, what's Origin Advocacy? What is that? Origin Advocacy is a Washington, D.C.-based consulting lobbying firm. Sims discussed her anticipation for upcoming games, noting her excitement about playing before Indiana's passionate fan base, though admitting some nervousness about performing in front of large crowds. She described her first day with the organization as positive and expressed eagerness for future opportunities. Regarding her playing style compatibility with the team's approach, Sims indicated confidence in her ability to adapt quickly to new systems. She mentioned her comfort with fast-paced basketball, which aligns with the Fever's preferred tempo. Her extensive professional experience helps her adjust to new offensive and defensive schemes efficiently. The point guard acknowledged the unique nature of her current situation, expressing amazement at the opportunity to represent the Indiana Fever organization. She emphasized her commitment to maintaining a positive attitude while contributing meaningfully to the team's playoff preparations as the regular season concludes. When questioned about learning new offensive systems mid-season, Sims explained that coaches are gradually introducing plays to avoid overwhelming her with information. She's studying basic sets initially while reviewing additional concepts independently. She accepted that mistakes might occur during the adjustment period as she learns new terminology and schemes. Head coach Stephanie White praised Sims' abilities during her own media session. White highlighted the guard's driving skills, playmaking ability for teammates, shooting accuracy, and ball handling speed. These qualities address current team needs following the roster changes. White discussed the benefits of adding experienced players mid-season, particularly at the point guard position. The coaching staff focuses on essential plays and concepts when integrating new team members, ensuring they understand both offensive and defensive responsibilities. The current schedule break provides valuable opportunities for rest and recovery following recent road games. Additionally, it allows time for proper integration of the new player while addressing areas needing improvement through focused practice sessions. White emphasized the advantages of signing a proven veteran like Sims, whose reputation and skill set are well established throughout the league. This familiarity makes the integration process more efficient compared to unknown players. Regarding Clark's recovery progress, White provided updates on her conditioning routine in the league. And I think a lot of fans are scratching their heads of why the league is allowing this to continue, especially given the economic impact that she's had on the league, which they've so desired for decades. Right after she was drafted and heading into her rookie year, Asia Wilson, who is a three-time MVP of the league, she's won the championship for Las Vegas Aces, and she came out and addressed the attention. Clark has increased her full-court running activities while gradually building endurance and court movement capabilities. However, she has not yet returned to team practice sessions. The coach praised her current roster's character and resilience throughout these challenging circumstances. She noted their ability to maintain focus and support each other despite multiple setbacks. The team has demonstrated consistency in their approach, avoiding extreme emotional reactions while maintaining belief in their capabilities. She was a rebound and assist off a 32-point triple level. And is the only reason her team's in the game. And let's be real, in the post-game press conference, and Caitlin Clark made sure to give out about Caitlin Clark not passing the ball to Dantas. We've seen Damiris Dantas play. She can't shoot. Why would Caitlin Clark pass the ball on a all-time heater to Dantas? This Laskin. White emphasized how adversity has revealed positive qualities within the group, highlighting their daily energy and attitude despite difficult situations. While sympathizing with injured players, she expressed optimism about opportunities for other team members to contribute in expanded roles. The organization also recently honored Lynn Dunn, a legendary figure in women's basketball, recognizing her contributions to the sport and her inspiring influence on current players and the broader women's athletics community. Marina Mabrey finds herself in damage control mode following intense scrutiny over her aggressive contact with Caitlin Clark, particularly after a widely circulated Wall Street Journal piece highlighting workplace hostility concerns within the WNBA. The incident that sparked controversy occurred during the third quarter when Clark received an eye poke from Connecticut Sun player J.C. Sheldon during defensive action. It's just this last game this year from him. I started the fourth quarter off with 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row, and Steph yanked me, and she was like, this is a learning moment. You got to be able to yes, maybe it could have been there. Maybe you could have thrown a little bit better a pass. Maybe they could have caught it, but do we need that in this moment? This contact triggered a brief altercation between Clark and Sheldon, with Sheldon continuing to press forward aggressively while Clark attempted to create distance. The situation escalated when seasoned Connecticut player Marina Mabrey charged forward and delivered a forceful body check that sent Clark tumbling to the court surface. This wasn't merely a push. Mabrey launched her entire frame into Clark's body with significant force. The collision resulted in multiple technical violations and prompted Indiana Fever's Sophie Cunningham to retaliate by grabbing and wrestling Sheldon to the ground in the following quarter. 2 days following the collision that reverberated throughout women's basketball circles, Mabrey expressed frustration during an Instagram live stream, stating, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't," when viewers criticized her actions against Clark. Those crazy passes. And 2 of them come off and 2 of them don't. I would rather make that pass 4 times, because if those passes come off, it's a guaranteed 2 points. If they don't come off, you might concede. It is literally a mentality of playing not to lose or playing to win. And it's very clear that Caitlin Clark's mentality is, we're playing to blow teams out. Whereas Stephanie White's mentality, you can see it by how they played, especially with Caitlin. Stephanie White's mentality we saw was why they were blowing something. During a recent August 10th conversation with SportsGiz's Mark Medina, Mabrey provided her perspective on the controversial contact. She believes the penalty escalated to a flagrant 2 violation primarily due to fan outrage rather than the severity of the action itself. Initially receiving only a technical foul, Mabrey maintains indifference toward the consequences. Mabrey emphasized her lack of intent to injure anyone and denied targeting specific players based on personal animosity. She referenced her previous relationship with Clark, noting their competitive history, including playoff matchups where Clark had similarly sent her into the sideline seating area during quarterfinal action, especially with Caitlin. Stephanie White's mentality we saw was why they were blowing 74-quarter leads. She tried to dribble the clock out. Stephanie White wants to dribble the clock out in the fourth quarter, and that's her natural instinct, is to dribble the clock out in the fourth quarter. According to Mabrey, both players simply competed hard without harboring grudges afterward. However, the critical distinction lies in timing. When Clark previously made contact with Mabrey, active gameplay was occurring. During Mabry's incident with Clark, no basketball action was taking place, making the contact questionable as a legitimate basketball move. Mabry acknowledged potential overreaction while defending her teammate who was being confronted. She insisted the action stemmed from protecting Sheldon rather than personal hatred toward Clark, claiming such any coach, and I mean this, any coach that makes the best passer in the WNBA, not either give the ball to Kelsey Mitchell for an open layup or hit Sophie Cunningham for an open three-point shot, it should not be listened to. The right thing, there's 2:25 to go to say 12-point game. The game is as good as over, but Caitlin has two choices to basically give them a basket. They can dagger the shot. At this stage, I don't care. You've won the game. The timing of these comments appears significant given the explosive response to the Wall Street Journal article examining hostile workplace conditions surrounding Clark in the WNBA. The piece gained tremendous traction across major media platforms, appearing on Fox News programming including weekend and daytime segments, with personalities like Brian Kilmeade and others discussing the allegations extensively. 3 specific incidents have drawn particular attention as examples of non-basketball related aggression: Kennedy Carter's controversial collision with Clark during last season's Chicago Sky matchup, Diamond DeShield's safety-style tackle on Clark while she ran down court, also against the Sky, and Mabry's body check following the Sheldon eye contact incident, while other physical plays involving Angel Reese and similar players contain questionable elements. Those at least occurred during active basketball sequences. At this stage, I don't care. You've won the game anyway. You have to do really dumb shit to lose the game. But there's no reason why Caitlin needs to take that dribble with the right hand. Caitlin Clark should have thrown the ball into this area here for Kelsey Mitchell to grab. Best case scenario to right hand layup for Kelsey Mitchell, wide open. Worst case scenario, Sabrina Ionescu helps in. You get a wide open Sophie Cunningham, and in the ball's kick to Sophie Cunningham, she's either wide open for 3 to shoot it, or she can hold the ball. The best case scenario is 2 points. It does not matter how much on the shot clock the 3 highlighted incidents stand apart because they happen outside normal game flow. These situations have strengthened arguments supporting hostile workplace environment claims within the league. Potential solutions might involve bringing WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, and involved players before oversight committees for questioning sessions similar to those seen in other professional sports when controversies arise. Clark deserves to compete in a safe professional environment. While intense physical play will likely continue as part of competitive basketball, the extracurricular activities that clearly fall outside legitimate game action need addressing through proper enforcement. Mabry's recent attempt to explain and minimize her actions suggests concern about potential consequences now that serious discussions about federal oversight have emerged. The incident she's trying to rationalize involved no active basketball play whatsoever. The severity of such contact outside sports context would likely result in legal consequences in many jurisdictions. Assault or battery charges could apply to similar actions in civilian situations. The difference is, you want to know what the difference is? Is a Caitlin gets a steal, dribbles in, hits Kelsey Mitchell, the crowd gets hyped. Is a crowd going to get hyped when you start dribbling the ball to halfway line? And by the way, Caitlin's more likely to lose the ball trying to dribble in space in an isolation situation on Tasha Cloud than she is passing the ball to Kelsey Mitchell in that scenario. She had back-to-back turnovers. That turnover to Aaliyah Boston was a good pass. Aaliyah fumbled it. That's not Caitlin's fault. That's when I told her after the big on Phil. Yeah, you don't understand how hard it was for professional athletes shouldn't operate under different standards regarding unprovoked physical aggression. The league's reluctance to impose meaningful discipline appears rooted in concerns about social and political backlash rather than proper governance.